Hello.
Hi, everyone. We're just getting everyone into the room and then we'll get started. Scott, if you can help me in that, that would be incredible. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed the first day of Folk Plus so far. We are about to finish this afternoon extremely strong with the next workshop, and then we'll continue some building community together with the Campfire Song Circle coming up tonight. My name is Cindy Cogbill. My pronouns are she, her, and by way of visual description, I have brown hair, these really fun new navy glasses that are helping me do this job, and I'm wearing a sweatshirt and a blurred out sunny office. I am the programming and community director here at Folk Alliance International. And the truth is, I absolutely love Folk Plus. This is my third year getting to do this virtual event, and I'm so glad to see familiar faces and new faces. And honestly, you might be new to me faces because these glasses are really doing their job. Um, we are really glad that you're here for Polishing Your Act, a performance masterclass. Obviously, I've taken it. In this session, you'll have the opportunity to form a deeper connection with your artistry and your material, and you'll use that connection to become a more dynamic and intentional performer. We're going to select some acts that will perform live and receive some supportive and practical coaching from one of my favorite humans. I know as this time goes along, you're going to have lots of questions and comments and ideas. We invite you to put those in the Q&A feature. If you don't know how to use the Q&A feature, don't worry. We can direct you there. Just put it in the comments section that you don't know, and I'll push you over to the Q&A feature. It just helps us keep it a little more organized so we can focus on, did I mention one of my favorite humans who's facilitating this, Vicki Green? With that being said, I am delighted to introduce you to her. Vicki Green, performing artist coach.
Hiya. Yes, I am a performing artist coach. I'm based in the Portland, Oregon area. I work with clients all over the country and all over the world, actually, which is great. I've been working online since well before lockdown, and uh, and it's really wonderful to be able to touch in on places around the globe. I'm also a vocal tracks producer and pre and post production consultant for independent recording artists.
Mm.
And I also teach acting classes for musicians through my own practice. Um, I also would, just as a little side note, I definitely recommend that folks go to my website and check out the conversations page where I post my conversations with elite level performers and creators of all stripes, and talk to them about how they experience performing and creating art. And with that, I will ask a couple of things. If you could mute your microphones while you're not being featured in class. And I'm also going to ask anybody who is interested in potentially performing in this class to receive very kind and very nice coaching, because that's who I am. I would ask you to turn on your camera for a second and raise your hand, and we're talking old-fashioned style with your hand up as opposed to the Zoom hand. That would be really helpful to me. So keep it up while I take note. Okay, so we've got Bev, we've got Kathy, we've got Becky, and so I've seen 3 people so far: Bev, Kathy, Becky. Anybody else who might be interested in? Um, I see Kate and Ben. Are you a duo? Yes. Okay. I
Yes.
see Jolene. Anybody else feeling brave? Susie, right? Okay. Anybody else that I haven't seen your hand raised? Turn on your camera so I can see you. Okay. Okay, just a couple of things. So I'm just going to call out again and let me know if I missed anybody. I've got Bev, Kathy, Becky, Kate and Ben, Jolene, and Susie. Anybody else? Okay. You might get inspired to do something. Barb, were you indicate you're a maybe? Okay. All right, great. So just a couple of things to know. I'm going to ask you to play a little bit of your song, and we probably won't get all the way through it just in the interest of time. And then I'll jump in and I'll ask you some questions, and I'll ask you to maybe do a couple of adjustments, and we'll see what discoveries can be made. Um, Also, I'm going to ask if people are feeling like commenting on other people's work. I'm going to ask them to make their comments in the chat or in the Q&A supportive and positive only, because that's the kind of space we're in today. And we want to keep everybody open to making discoveries and maybe getting a little bit out of their comfort zone and trying some new things and seeing what we can all glean from each other. So, so that's basically what we're doing here. And I'm going to ask if any of the solo acts that raise their hands, are you playing, is anybody doing anything besides playing guitar and singing? Anybody who raised their hand? Kathy. Okay, and what are you playing? You are playing, is that a auto harp? And I'm seeing, okay, great. Anybody else doing something different besides guitar? Jolene?
I mean, I could if it would be helpful. I could play piano if it'd be helpful for.
Okay. Otherwise, it's guitar.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then just a little tiny tutorial for folks who are going to be playing. I'm going to ask you, if you haven't already done this, to go into, we're going to take just a minute to go into your audio settings, and that you find those by going to that little microphone that's at the bottom of the screen and click on the up arrow, and you'll usually see at the very bottom of, well, okay, there's another way to do it. You see on the menu there's something called microphone modes, and there's noise removal in there. And what we want to do is we want to go into the audio settings, we want to go to the microphone modes, and we want to select noise removal, background noise suppression low, faint background noises. And that way I'll be able to hear your instrument and your vocal. And I think we were going to maybe try to put that in the chat as well. Okay. So just a couple of words about my background so you have an understanding of where I'm approaching my coaching from. I have a background in theater, film production, music, writing, television, radio, and so I tend to smush all those things together and approach thinking about a song as a little miniature movie. And the idea behind the song is to create that space of the song as three-dimensionally as possible, which means understanding who the characters are and what their story is, and if there's more than one character, how they're relating to each other, thinking about all the sort of the aspects of the five senses that we can incorporate into the song, so that the basic idea is that you, as the performer, need to have as firm an understanding of that as you possibly can while you're performing, so that the audience has then the best shot of picking up on what you know. I call this the oxygen mask principle. You know, you need to put your own oxygen mask on first. You need to understand your mission. You need to understand your intention for the song. And this is equally true for original material as it is for cover material. I often say that performing cover material is another form of songwriting. It's a way of finding your own interpretation or your own way in. And that means that you don't have to necessarily be tied to what the writer had in mind, but you do have to have an idea of what you have in mind. So that's the basic approach, is to try to three-dimensionalize your material. And the more you have a firm footing with your material, the more you'll have a firm footing with yourself in the performing situation. It's like a tree with very deep roots is less likely to get blown over in the wind. So what we're trying to do is to give you a nice firm foundation with what you're doing with your material. And that is up to you. And so I'm just going to ask some questions about trying to flesh out your understanding of your own material. And you'll be surprised how many people haven't really thought that much about it. So when you do, it gives you more of a chance to have the experience that you want to have when you're performing. Okay, let us start with our, I'm just going to randomly call out. Show your hands again if you raised them initially. Okay. Well, Becky, you've got your guitar on. I feel like that might be a good place to start. I'm going to change my little view thing so that I can see you bigger. And here we go. There you are. Hi. So do you have any questions about the audio setup? Are you good with what you're doing there?
No, because I couldn't find the
Okay, can you strum your guitar real quick? And I'll see if I can hear it.
okay.
Yeah, I can't quite hear it. Okay, so if you go to, do you see a little microphone at the bottom of your screen?
Mm-hmm.
And do you see an up arrow next to that to click on?
Look on the yeah. Yeah, it gives me all kinds of
Yes, and at the very bottom, there's something called audio settings. Do you see that?
Mhm. Yes, I do.
Click on that,
Okay.
and then scroll down, and there should be something, a section called microphone modes. Do you see that?
Mm, I'm on audio. Should I be on general on the left?
Audio.
Audio profile, ringtones, advanced
Um, are
press.
you in Zoom? Zoom audio?
I don't.
Or are you on your computer audio?
I'm on the audio that's on the screen.
Okay. I don't want to burn up a whole lot of time here. I can't hear your guitar. So
Okay, so I'll tell you what. Go ahead and go to the next person.
try to figure it out.
I'll
Okay.
just I'll just observe. Okay.
Okay.
I'll observe this time, and we
Okay.
will.
Well, see if you can find it. And we're looking for the thing that's called noise removal. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All
Thank you.
right. Sure. Jolene, are you ready to go? You need to turn your microphone on. Do you have your settings where you want them to be?
I think I have the original settings.
That's fine. That works fine. Okay.
Okay, great.
Okay, great. So can you introduce yourself and your song?
Sure.
And as you would on stage.
Sure. Jolene Dixon here. I am from Nashville originally. I was raised under a console while my daddy was a sound engineer, still is a sound engineer, on the road at 77 years old with Rodney Crowell. So I grew up with some really incredible songwriters, and this song is called Bloom, and I wrote it with Melody Walker while I was in Nashville. I'm just south of Los Angeles, based nowadays.
Great. Let's hear it.
It's the Visor. So this is called Bloom. Well, I knew heaven when I was 5. Endless pleasure, so free and so alive. Well, I was living when the hammer fell. This new feeling, I should be ashamed to be myself. Is that the day that I became so uncomfortable in my skin? They told me that my soul was untouchable without him. Is it a sin to get to heaven too soon? Does a flower need permission just to bloom? Out of the garden where all this shit started, I'm digging, making some room to bloom.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. Can you tell me, what do you want the audience to feel when they're hearing this song?
I want them to feel that they can grow past their limitations.
What emotion do you want them to feel?
I want them to feel free. I want them to feel open.
What emotion do you want them to know that you're feeling?
Let's see. I guess. Wow, this is hard.
And it's a good thing to know.
It's a very good thing to know. The emotion, the word that's coming to my head is like comfortable in my own skin. Yeah.
And that's sort of an aspect of freedom, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Can I ask you, I can't see your headstock. You don't have a capo on, correct?
No.
Can I ask you to capo to 2nd fret?
Oh my God.
I know. And I'm aware that that's gonna, do you have a capo nearby?
I do. I just had it in like my hand.
They have a way of playing hide and seek with us. Cool. So I'm aware that this will change your muscle memory.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the reason is because I'm kind of wanting to see you push a little bit on that chorus.
Yeah.
Okay? And also because the verse felt a little too, a little out of your grasp of your ideal place.
Okay.
Okay? So can you play like the end of the verse into the chorus?
Sure. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so weird.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm into it. All right. Let's see.
Good for you.
I was living when the hammer fell.
All your landmarks are
It's
different.
new feeling I should be ashamed to be myself. Is that the day that I became so uncomfortable in my skin? That's wild. You want me
Keep
to
going. Keep going. Yeah.
Is it a sin to get to heaven too soon?
Yeah, the whole thing soars in a different way. Can you feel that?
Yeah, I got chills. That's rad. Okay.
Yeah. Because what that's making you do, and I think a lot of times when we get a lot of muscle memory in a song, we can get even our brain gets in a rut. The synapses are worn. And if you shake things up, and I'm not saying you have to play it like this forever and ever, but what it does for you is it makes you get out your snowshoes and forge a new path in the snow where, and it makes you connect to the song in a different way. So, okay, so what that did for me was I was getting a lot more freedom, that sense of freedom from that. Were you feeling that as well?
Yeah.
Folks in the audience, raise your hand if you were seeing that as well. Yeah, so so I'm just going to ask you to do one more thing. I'm going to ask you to, and again, not how you going to do it forever. Speed it up.
Okay.
Quite a bit.
Okay.
See what happens there in the same section.
Is it a sin to get to heaven too soon? I feel like a chipmunk.
You're doing great.
Does a flower need permission just to bloom?
Feel the groove. Feel the groove. Keep going.
Yeah,
Feel the groove.
keep going? Okay.
Really And actually, you know what? I'm going to ask you to stand up.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right.
You're being so brave.
I
Yay.
know. Freaking me out. All right.
So now, speed it up. And I know you don't have a strap, but
You somewhere again,
no problem. But try to feel that. Try to let the pulse of that groove really go through your whole body. Okay.
All right.
And we're still gonna the same section, and you're gonna try to speed it up.
I'm not gonna use a pick because I haven't been using a pick. So
That's fine.
all right. Is it a sin to get to heaven?
Little faster. Little faster. Little faster. Okay, hold up. Hold up for a sec. Hold up for a sec. Hold up. I'm going to push you a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay.
Like that?
Faster. Faster. Yeah. There you go.
Okay. Like that?
Yes.
All right. Is it a sin to get to heaven too soon?
Let it soar.
Does a flower need permission just slow?
You're slowing down.
Out of the garden where all this shit started, I'm digging, making some room.
All right, cool. Great. So all of a sudden I'm hearing all these other instruments coming in, and I'm like, and like backup vocals and like some kind of big scape happening, where it's like it's taking off, and when you shake up your muscle memory like that, it forces you to connect with the lyrics again, because you have to you can't just be on autopilot.
Right.
Did you find yourself doing that?
That. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and again, I'm not saying you must do it this way forever, and I know best.
No.
But
Appreciate that.
it's a really good way of kind of shaking things up a little bit,
For
and
sure.
getting dive back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
Great
so
work.
much.
Everybody give a round of applause. Great job. Great job,
Thank you.
Jolene. You did awesome.
I'm glad I didn't volunteer. This is great.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was like, I'm glad I didn't volunteer. That was hard. But
It's
it was
hard,
great.
but look at the excitement. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so let us go to our duo volunteers, Kate and Ben,
Hi.
and everybody else is,
Can you hear us okay?
yes.
Good. Okay, because we just we just got back in the house. We're like, all right, hopping on. So thank you. We rushed to get set. So you can hear it. Okay, great.
Yes. Are you playing instruments?
We're playing,
Let me make sure I can hear them.
I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. So we just started playing. We both have been playing and writing our own songs for 20 years, and we just started playing together 6 months ago. So we've learned each other's songs. We're in the process of writing one song together. So we don't have anything. So I'm curious what you would suggest we would.
Okay, cool. And I just want to make sure everybody else's microphones are muted, please. Please double check that.
And that's loud
Great.
enough. We can give you more. Is that okay?
I think it's good enough. Yeah. Okay, so if you can introduce your song as you would.
So I guess my question is, should we just, I don't have a capo on my person right now. It's over there. So
Don't worry about it.
Let's do Audio Vessel. This is a song I wrote. Actually, this is a song I wrote after many years of writer's block and was thinking about all the songwriters in my life. They were super prolific. And I was like, how do you do it? And I don't know if you know Nathan Moore, but he's a fantastic songwriter. And I said, how do you do it? He said, you got to write the bad songs to get to the good songs. And so I went home and tried to write a bunch of bad songs and came up with this one. I think it's a good song. I know that I got to slow down with my banter, by the way, if we're talking about performing. So at any rate, that's my telling you about the song. So it's a song to all those songwriters out there, all of you that are prolific and write a lot. So.
Okay, let's go.
Are you a lick thing? We'll start with the lick, right?
Oh, I'm coming in after you.
What's he do with the words in your head? Jumbled and jangled like daddy long legs. How did he break? Barreling the train, spinning and rumbling around in your brain. Get out the pencils and sharpen the mind. Let all the words of innocence fly over the water, up to the blue. Out of your vessel, keep singing your truth.
Okay, hold up for a sec. Okay, you said you've been playing together about 6 months,
Yes.
something like that? Yeah. And why are you playing together?
Good question. Well, I was actually playing. Well, I asked him to play. Well, he actually came to an open mic I was running once, and I was out west for 20 years. I moved back a few years ago. I'm in Philadelphia area, and so he came to the open mic I was playing, and I was like, holy moly, he's a really good player. A couple months went by, then I had a gig with the Philadelphia Folk Song Society, and I was like, I don't want to do that alone. I kind of want to see if this guy wants to play guitar. And let's try this one gig. We played together, and we felt like we've been playing together forever. We didn't even have to stop and talk about it during our first practice. So we're like, that was kind of unprecedented. We should probably be doing this all the time.
Okay, and Ben, why are you playing with Kate?
Well, I was thinking that musical connection that was kind of immediate, and then I think there's a mutual respect for each other's songwriting and style and performance and.
Okay, cool. So you'll be happy to know that duos are one of my specialties. I work with a lot of duos, and it is a very special thing. It's different from any other configuration. And what I'm seeing are two people parallel playing. You know, like they talk about with little kids. They play next to each other.
Yeah.
And I would love to see that connection that you guys have. I'd love to see that in the performance of the song. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is whoever's going to count off the song. But before you count, make eye contact and then do the count to each other. And do not start until that happens, okay? So I'm going to just ask you to get into your intro, because Ben, you're having to jump right in with your solo, right, in the intro. So I need to know you guys are on the same page and that you have a plan you're carrying out together, okay? So before we do that, Ben, what is this song about?
It's about songwriters and being expressive and I've heard her introduce it a number of times. All her
it's about songwriters.
Are very prolific, and how do you do it, and sharing yourself with the world.
Kate, does that seem right to you, Kate?
Yes, it's about singing your truth and just letting being authentic and finding your way, even after the trips and falls and all the time that you might feel you've wasted over the years, coming back to find yourself and really putting yourself out into the world again.
Okay, so I heard singing your truth, okay, as kind of a nugget. And one thing I will often suggest for anybody, but it works really nicely for duos, is after you've done a lot of exploration on your song together, that you come up with a nugget and you write it next to the song on your set list so that you both can refer to it. So you both start out in the same place. And I'm not saying it has to be singing your truth, but whatever it is, it's next to your song on the set list. So you both are looking at the same reference point. You've both done the work and you both have arrived at that place. So then you can just add water. Okay? So let's see this count. Who's going to count?
I guess it's up to me. And I must say, I usually, when I play solo, I don't do all the riffs and the licks, and so I did stop him. He oftentimes will come in and playing his part. We don't play the song very often either. That's why I picked it. I kind of we just arranged it on the fly. Oh, can you start with the riff coming in? So it's
Great.
Strummy. So that's why it started so, but I typically am bad with the counting. So it's
Okay, so eye contact. And
we're
I
also faced this way because we're tightly, we want to be in the square.
cheat in. That's okay. Cheat into each other. We don't care. That's fine. Eye contact. Make sure you're connected. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, hold up for a sec. So I got that connection on the count, and then I lost it again.
Oh, it's true 'cause I looked down at my hands.
You both were kind of.
Okay, so that's the thing. It's funny. When we first started playing it, we should just stare at each other for the entire song during practice and not
Yeah.
do eye contact.
You don't need to do that, but you want to think of each other as home base. Okay? And the default is keep checking in. And until you get used to it, you can pick little landmarks in your song where you're always going to check in with each other. Start of the chorus, start of a solo, whatever it is. Keep finding each other, because here's the deal. The audience wants to see your relationship and wants to form a relationship with your relationship. It wants to. We want to be out here going, what's the compelling thing that brings these guys together? I mean, the most wonderful duos, there's no question. You're like, yeah, they are melded. Obvious one, Gillian Welch, David Rawlings, right? They're constantly, they do that thing before they start every song where they find the key and then they do a little harmony thing with, they like lock in vocally. So the idea being that we want to understand how you guys define your thing. And in order for us to get it, you guys have to get it. And that comes over time, a lot of playing together, but the intention needs to be there, that we're understanding what you're about. And then the other part of it is you guys have to be breaking down this material together so that you both know what the mission of the song is. You're both in it. Is that making sense?
Yes.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I completely think that's great advice. Do you have any suggestions for when we're on stage and we're, kind of two people facing? Do you recommend we turn to each other? We've been trying to stage left, stage right. We find that this is a good setup, and we'll have more space obviously on stage typically. Any suggestions for live connection?
Yeah. Do you guys practice on PA?
We just did actually. We do. We can.
Do you always practice on PA?
We don't practice too much because we play a lot of gigs. So we've been
Sure.
Yes, the last show we did practice. Yes.
Yes. So if you think about playing around with the booms on your mic stands, mm-hmm. and where you can place them, typically I would think of booms together so that your microphones force you to kind of cheat into each other, right? So if your mics are kind of, then you can still be engaged with the audience, but you can check in with each other in a way that's meaningful, right?
That's really great. Wow.
When you're practicing,
solo performer, and I just set my mic up. He sets his mic up, but wow.
Nope. Think about it this way. So typically you'd be like this, right? Because then your mic is pointing that way and your mic is pointing that way toward each other. So you can slightly, cheat your bodies. You're still including the audience, okay? So I'm just going to ask you one more time. Let me check in on our time. Okay, I'm going to ask you one more time to really try to find the juice in each other in this one, okay? So So Kate, you're enjoying Ben's playing. Ben, you're enjoying Kate's singing. Okay? So we see why you guys are up there. It's not just an accident. It's not a band scramble. I mean, you chose this. Okay? So making that connection, maybe take a deep breath together, eye contact, do the count, and I would say count it a couple of times, couple of bars, so that you can both get into the same pocket. Okay? 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, and you would plan that, in advance. So let's see you count 2 sets of 6, and then start off and try to stay connected. Try to enjoy it. You're singing about, what did you say? Being true to yourself?
Yeah.
That's an expansive topic right there.
Sharing it with the world.
Yeah. The joy of it. Let's see that joy.
Okay. All right.
Eye contact, then the count. 2 sets of 6.
I got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 counts. Oh shit! Excuse me. He's like 2 counts. I was like, oh, he's not.
You got it. Set it up again. Set it up again. Take your time. Stay connected. Stay connected. Okay, one more thing, guys. One more thing. Get back to the chorus, and I want you to really relish that harmony that you're making. It's not just happening. You're making something happen. You're making something bigger than the sum of your parts, or however that works. You're making a thing, okay? So I'm going to ask you to do the opposite of what we just did in the last one. I'm going to ask you to slow it down quite a bit, if only just to really relish that harmony, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Just for this, just to really lock in, okay? So start from the same place and make that connection and really dig into that harmony. Let's see that thing you're making that's 3-dimensional, because 2 of you are doing it, okay? Does that make sense? Start over again.
All right.
So you're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slower.
Oh shit! Sorry, I went back. With every decade, a story remains, a song to remember, a voice to be raised. Time and reflection, your whispers of waves tell you it's time to shine again and get out the pencils and
Enjoy that singing.
let all the words of innocence fly over the water up to the
Okay, hold up a sec.
Did we
Hold up a
skip
sec. Over the water. Till you have to let it go, okay? Till the next line comes in. Let that soar. Just start with the chorus, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over the water, up to the blue.
Okay. One more thing to think about. And I want you to hold it even longer until you have to start the next line. Think about that water line as a build. Water, dynamically, build it, volume, okay? Water, you're building it, okay? Until you have to start the next line, hold that note. This is just for, kicks. You don't have to do it this way. Okay.
We rarely do the song, so this is great feedback. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, should we do it with your count or ours? Yeah.
Slow count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over the water, up to blue.
Think of that, hold up. Think of it as, and of course you would rehearse this so that you end up in the right place, for your phrasing. But think of it as like the dynamic, over the water, opening up over time, okay? Opening up over that phrase, water, da, 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 da. So if you can do it all in one breath, even better. Over the water, da, 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 all in one breath, okay? So that it goes crests and falls, okay? Think of it as that wave pattern.
Yeah, I think I'm stuck on the phrasing. Like, I just gotta try to do the phrasing as it is, but we can still.
The idea is to try to mix it up if it brings something new. So you're going to have to take an extra deep breath if you're going to carry that all the way through down to the next line, through the next line. You're holding that note until you have to go to the next line, and then it drops back down again. You understand what I'm saying with the dynamic? Try that. So you're holding it.
Yeah, doing good.
1, 2, 3, 4. Over the water, up to blue.
Okay, try it again without the pause in between the lines.
Okay.
Water.
Cool. Wow. Did you hold your breath?
Hold my breath.
Oh, I mean, use one breath.
Just one
for
breath.
the-
Yeah. Water up to the blue. Is it up to the blue?
Yeah. Okay.
Water up to the blue. All one breath. All one phrase.
Oh shit! I played the wrong chord. Over the water, up to blue.
You got it. Hold it.
Out of your vessel, keep singing your truth.
That's the idea. So the reason there is because when you're a duo and you've only got two voices, right? So you don't have anyone filling in that third. You got to be doing stuff with your vocal arrangement that makes it as full as possible. And also so that your degree of difficulty is way up there. So you're not just counting on a third up, a fourth up, parallel. So the idea being you care enough to really woodshed those vocal arrangements because it's kind of mandatory. It's a mandatory thing you have to do. I always think of, Mighty Wind, that movie.
Oh yeah.
You've seen it? The Mitch and Mickey act, Eugene Levy and our dear departed Catherine. Their harmonies weave all over the place, up and down and around. It's not just boop, 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 boop. It's like boo, woo, woo. I would definitely go on YouTube and check out like When You're Next to Me, the song that they do, or Kiss at the End of the Rainbow, I think it's called, and see what they're doing with their harmonies. They're weaving all over the place. They're not just bip, bip, bip. So I'll let you guys go, but I just really want to encourage you to, when in doubt, dig into the reason you're playing together in the first place, which is you dig the vibe. You dig it. You dig what you do together. And use that as a jumping off point, not as a place to stay, remain. Jump off from there.
And
Make sense?
Thank you so much. And I do want to ask, like, as we start to write songs together, like, I think that's the idea of, like, to start writing for our voices and writing harmonies, like, we've been learning each other's songs and, like,
Yeah.
adding to that. But there's no reason not to do what you're suggesting for those songs either.
Just like you say in the song.
Thank you so
Good
very
job,
much.
you guys.
Really, really.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thanks for the getting out of your comfort zone. That's fantastic. All right. Let's see. What do we have here? Who was it that was playing the auto harp? Raise your hand. Kathy, would you like to play now? Okay, great. Yeah, why not? You can turn your microphone, and you guys turn your microphone off. Great.
All right.
Kathy.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
Hello.
We shall see here.
We shall definitely see. All right, so can you strum your auto harp a sec just so I can make sure I can hear it? Great. You might want to back up from your computer a little bit,
Okay.
if you can.
You might not be able to hear my voice because this is a loud instrument.
Well, I would actually, this is great. I actually would encourage you to try to play it softly. See what happens there.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
on this song.
Okay, cool.
I started writing this song about 3 years ago, and it's taken me about 3 years to think maybe I've finished it. So, we'll see. Sometimes they just come. This one was a work. So
Okay, great. So you're going to keep it small. Keep it small. This is a small space you're filling up.
I need to do it. Let me do it without the picks.
Sure. And what's it called?
Good question. It's had several titles. The latest one is She Flies With Me.
Ooh, I dig that. Beautiful.
Now the owl flies. There
You
we
got
go.
it. You
I'm
got it,
nervous.
girlfriend. Oh, we're all friends here, right? Everybody nodding? Yes, we're all friends here.
Now the owl sounds out soft. The owl, the owl
got it.
sounds out soft in the cool dark air. A silver moon floats. That's how nervous I am.
Can you tell me what the song is about? What's going on with the song?
It's about, it's actually based on something that happened to me. It's about waking up in a camp in Maine before dawn, getting into my car to go home, and I hear a barred owl, river owl. And as I get into my car and go down the dirt driveway to the road, I see her, and she flies next to my car all the way down to the highway.
Wow.
And that's what started the song off.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, when
Yeah.
you do sing, can you pick a spot that's not looking at your computer,
Yeah.
a spot on the other side of the wall,
thank you.
find a spot, yes, find a spot to look at, and you're going to be singing the song to that spot, okay? And before you start, just close your eyes and picture what you just described. That's a beautiful scene. And even if you want to play it with your eyes closed for now, that's great. No worries.
The owl sounds out soft in the cool dark air. A silver moon floats among the trees. And there in the gentle music of the night, my spirit dances fierce and free. And the river owl, she calls to me. Now it's just before the morning. I'm on my way. back home to the thunder and the gray, back to the rush and the clanging and the growl, and the river owl, she flies with me today.
Okay, great. I'm going to stop you there. What a cool song. Oh my gosh. It's so cool. You know what? I would love to have you think about this song as like a lullaby, you know? Like, oftentimes when we think about performing, we think about what can be really helpful is to think about the size of the container that you're filling up. Okay? Same thing goes for recording in a studio. You know, is this something that's taking place between two people as they're lying in bed sharing the same pillow? Or is it something that is happening in, you know, in a big field or on a beach? You know, what's the size of the container? And it doesn't mean that it has to be lackluster. Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. It's taking place there. And so even as a device, I think it would be interesting to think about it like you don't want to wake up the baby who's sleeping right in front of you, okay? Just as soft and gentle as you can possibly think about it.
Okay.
It's all happening in your mind's eye, right? So I am going to ask you to, you know, to really, okay, I'm going to ask you to even back up a little bit more from your camera, and even if you got the room for it,
I can make.
yeah, great. And try to stay on that. You know what? I'm actually, can you play it with your eyes closed? Just
Yeah.
for, okay. Of course, you wouldn't want to do this in a performing situation, but I do want you to try to picture the slideshow that's happening in your, okay? And so the words these beautiful words you've written, they serve a purpose of rendering this picture, this experience that you had, okay? So close your eyes and again, don't wake up the baby. This is just for you. This is just for you. Very small, very gentle. Picturing it.
Now the owl sounds out soft in the cool, dark air. A silver moon floats among the trees. There in the gentle music of the night, my spirit dances fierce and free, and the river owl lost it.
But that's okay. I was totally seeing something happening. Were you picturing what you were singing about?
Yeah.
And so the moral of that story is have your own experience. This isn't for anybody else.
Yeah.
Just have your own experience, and then we get to have it adjacent to you. You know, we get to see you having it. And so how are your nerves right now?
So.
Better?
Yeah.
You know, you're writing a song for a reason. You know, you want to capture something.
Definitely.
And so you get to decide the experience that you're going to have with the song that you wrote or with the song you're choosing. You get to have that experience. That's what the audience wants from you. We want you to have an experience.
Right.
So that we get to be part of something that's happening.
Right.
Okay? So I would say practice this as small as you can do. You know, we know when we see something on stage that's intimate, we lean forward. You don't have to come to us. We will come to you. Okay? Does that make sense? Cool. Great work.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Great job. I know we're kind of running out of time. I'm so sorry to cut you off, but beautiful, beautiful work. Cindy, do we want to take a couple of questions? Any thoughts on that? I know you're there somewhere.
I'm, I am here.
There she is.
Yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the Q&A, and I'll be happy to feed them to Vicki.
Yeah, or any comments about anybody's work today, positive, supportive comments only, please. Um, any thoughts? What?
I can't read that out loud, Jocelyn, but I'm just going to say Vicki is amazing. Love your deep and thoughtful work.
Well, now I want to know what Jocelyn
It's
said.
it's
It's
in the
okay.
chat.
Okay, cool. Will you be saving the chat? That would be
It
very
says
helpful.
Vicki is amazeballs.
Oh, you.
Love your deep and thoughtful work. Opal says the many transformations we just witnessed are amazing.
Everybody did such wonderful work. Yeah, I mean, I do want to say the work that I do with clients one-on-one is, quite a bit deeper than what we've been doing today. It's really about connecting with your artistic self and understanding your artistic journey and your artistic choices. It's not about me being a big old expert and telling you what to do. It's really about you developing your own artistic muscles and understanding what's artistically true for you. And my job is to be there to advocate for you as you explore that. And so it's a little bit of a different dynamic, but I hope what you got from today is that discoveries are awesome, and that there's always, 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 always something to find out. There's always something to learn about your stuff. And oh yes, you were you going to say
We
something?
do. We do have a few questions.
Yes,
And if you're okay with going a few minutes
yes,
over, I'll bring them to you.
absolutely.
Jocelyn, that was not too spicy. I was just being timid because my children are in the house. I'm just kidding. I'm totally gonna teach them that word. Um, let's see. Vicki, do you also work with artists when or before they are going into a recording studio?
Absolutely. This is absolutely something I do. It can be a multi-phase process, or it can be I can drop in at a certain point. But typically, what I like to do, and I think is most rewarding for artists, is if I can help them in the pre-production phase, developing the material, really diving in, curating, from a list of songs, what might work well together. Um, Really getting a game plan, obviously figuring out keys, beats per minute, those kinds of things, but really getting clear on the mission of the song so that you go into the studio with a very firm footing and a feeling of confidence. And then I am also a vocal tracks producer. So what's great is if we've done all that pre-production work, then I can drop in to produce the vocals, and we already have a shorthand of all kinds of stuff that we've discovered. And I also consult on mixes. So I'll do mix evaluations for folks, and I consult on sequencing the tracks on the album as well. So kind of all the way through.
Beautiful. Miguel asked, what advice for performers about choosing how to use dynamics? Is there too loud and or too soft? Is it more or less a personal choice?
I just think it's so material specific. I feel like oftentimes the song will tell you what it wants, but rarely, I mean, there's always an exception, but rarely is the dynamic range too great in a performance where we go, boy, I just wish they tightened that up, that dynamic range up a little and made it a little more, even keeled. It's just rarely the case. And, you don't want to, obviously, you don't want to be blowing people's heads off, um, but there's a lot of, I just always feel like go too big, you can always pull it back. Find it's sort of like finding keys, go too low or too high and then find the place where it's in the pocket. Same thing with dynamics, you can always find a happy medium. But experimenting with the wide range that's out there is, I think, beneficial and gives you something to grab onto in the song.
Vicki, do you have thoughts about looking at the audience while performing?
Yeah, I tend to feel like it can be distracting for both the audience and the performer. Um, I don't know if about you, but if I'm in an audience and I've got a performer staring, daggers at me, I get super uncomfortable. So I have a technique that I recommend for folks, and I call it 10, 12, and 2, which is find a spot at 10 o'clock and at 12 o'clock and at 2 o'clock, and then you can mix up your focus between them, slightly above the audience's heads. So, the exit sign, the Budweiser sign, and the, whatever, um, so that you're singing and you have these default places to go, and randomly you can keep going back to them. And this way the audience feels included and feels like you're encompassing the whole room, but you're not having to deal with all that information. So is that making sense? 10, 12, and 2.
Next question is, do we have time for the last artist? Oh, I wish we did, team. I can tell you this is the hardest part. I've seen this workshop in person too. Like it's like watching, I think someone called it a song therapist earlier. It's just watching someone enhance and bring out the best qualities in someone that are already there. And Vicky is magic. I'm combining some of the statements together. But I wish we did have more time because it is so wonderful to watch. But don't worry, I'm gonna have a sweet talk with her about coming to Folk Alliance International in 2027. So hopefully you'll get to experience her there. Barb, who was so sweet in the beginning and said, I'm going to step back and watch before I raise my hand. That was you, Barb, right? Yeah. Says, I sing with the music stand in front of me. I can't memorize for beans. And I'm always afraid I'll forget the words. You and me both, girl. Is there a good way to handle this? I'm afraid it looks question, question.
Well, some people are using iPads these days on a stand. That can be a little less intrusive. I kind of feel like, I don't know. I mean, I've seen incredibly elite players use music stands because they care and they want it to go right. um, I tend to feel like the important thing is being in the moment. So you're not just engaging with your lyrics, that you actually are in the moment and you have a plan and you've dived in the material and you have a story that you want to tell. So yeah, sure, that's great if it gives you confidence. It can be nice to kind of practice weaning yourself off, but if it's going to drive you nuts, then sure. But the important thing is to render a performance that is happening right now, and that is telling a true story, because it really is just about telling a true story, whether it's fictional or not.
Well said. Opal also wants to see more performances. Again, I'm going to plug coming to see Vicky in person. Sue says, Hi, Cindy Cogwell. Hi, Sue. Um, how can Vicky be contacted? Great question.
Yeah. So maybe someone can put my website in the chat. That would be great. It's just vickigreen.com, and that's VICKI, green like the color.com. Oh, it looks like someone just put it in there. Fantastic. Thank you, Sue. And all my contact information is on that. Again, I definitely recommend that people go check out the conversations page. It's full of wonderful artists to read their interviews, my interviews with them, about their experiences of performance and creativity. But yeah, I would love to work with anybody who's interested. It's what's really nice is, because musicians spend so much time putting things out into the world, it's nice for folks to feel like they just have 1 hour a week where it's all about them and somebody is in their corner advocating for them and helping them get to where they want to be, or to puzzle something out, or to complain, or whatever it is. That time is just about you as the artist. And people find that to be really beneficial as they plot their artistic journey. I am not a business advisor in any way. I stay in my lane. I just do creative and artistic coaching. But I think that a lot of people spend a lot of time on the business aspect of things because they kind of have to, and a lot of us are right brain and we sort of have to force ourselves to be in the left brain. And it can just be really nourishing to just spend the time on the right brain stuff and know that somebody is there creating a space for you to feel safe and have those adventures within.
And then I'm going to paraphrase the next few things and end with one more question. Vicky's amazing. Vicky's amazing. Vicky's amazing. What a gift. Vicky's amazing. Um, do you have any hints for amateur a cappella singing on Zoom?
I'm not quite sure I understand the question. Like
Let,
for
let me see.
performing or?
That was Storm. Storm, do you want to unmute yourself and ask that question?
Sure. Yeah, I am a poet and a songwriter, and I do sing on Zoom. I have physical difficulties, so playing an instrument's not an option,
Mm-hmm.
and I just wondered if you had any hints on presentation.
Well, I think as with everything, it really comes down to climbing into the story and telling the story and rendering it as three-dimensionally as possible. I know I keep saying that, and I know that part of that is in my theater background, and also being a film producer. But it also comes from being a studio producer because when you're a studio producer, you are cognizant of the fact that whoever's going to be listening to this is not going to have all the information in the world. They're not going to have the visual information. So the song needs to be rendered in the audioscape in a way that's three-dimensional for the listener so that images can appear when they are hearing it. And I think the same thing is true when you're singing a cappella. I mean, there's very compelling a cappella singing out there. And it really comes from committing, having an idea of what you want to do, having a mission for it, diving into the material. We didn't do a lot of that today, but there's a lot of tools I can offer people about how to really explore their characters and stories. For instance, if you see on my website, I have a number of classes that I offer for acting classes for musicians, and we work on a lot of those tools in those. But it really is about rendering the story, committing to the character, what do they want in the story, and then it tends to kind of resolve itself. It tends to come to life if you are having um, a strong opinion about what you want this song to do. That can translate without instruments, sometimes even better. Thanks
Well,
for the question.
I'm going to take advantage of the fact that we're all on the same screen and ask everyone if you'll just give a round of applause for all of the volunteers and for Vicki for being here today. I think this was an incredible hour plus.
Thanks all of you for coming. It was lovely to see you all. And do reach out if I can be of any help. And I hope that one of the things you picked up today is that I am very kind and nice, and I'm not one of those people who's going to bully you. I just, like that terrible movie about the drummer and no, no. So yeah, it's safe. Come on in.
Thank you
Thank you all.
thank you so much, Vicki.
Thank you.
Can't say thank you enough. It is just as fun to do this on Zoom as it is in person. I've got to experience both, and it's such a great honor to have her be part of Folk Plus. I hope you have been enjoying this day so far. We've got one more session today. We've got Campfire Song Circle coming up in about 21 minutes, so I hope you'll all join us for that. And then we'll be back tomorrow with day two. So thank you very much, everybody. Hope to see you around.
Thank you, Cindy, for all you do. We love you.
Bye, all.
Bye. Thank you.